Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, I just want to make a video on, Halloween Ends and the possibilities that I think could happen for this franchise after, Halloween Ends and, after this trilogy is over with and stuff. Um, and yeah, I just want to talk about, just what I think could happen, if if they, after they're done with this trilogy. Like the possibilities that they can do for a new trilogy and, you know, and like, just different stuff that they can do, after they come back for, their new, chapter when they come back and when I think they'll come back for a new trilogy and whatnot. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about all that in this video. My AirPods might end up dying because they're like at low battery. That's usually what I usually have my AirPod in when I make my videos, so it might end up dying, and then like whenever you guys are watching the video, it might like the audio might cut out for a second and then come back because like when the AirPod dies, it kind of like goes to the regular volume from just my phone. So yeah, if you guys hear like a weird sound after the AirPod dies, then that's why. But anyways, yeah, basically, with Halloween Ends, this is the final chapter of this trilogy. This is the final, you know, movie of this trilogy and whatnot. And, you know, a lot of people are, because I see some people, they like say that, you know, no, like they say like, oh no, this is not the end of the franchise. Like, this is not the end. They're just calling it Halloween Ends just to call it that, but it's not actually the end. But I mean, I feel like it's kind of been stated, before that by Jason Blum. He said it before that, there's he's there's still a possibility of more movies still coming out for like a new trilogy even after this one. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of this franchise. It just means that it's the end of this trilogy. So, that's basically, that's that. But also, um, there's the question like when, people are asking, like when do they think the Halloween franchise will come back, for a new trilogy? And, me personally, I've been thinking that as well, like thinking like, just when will they come back for a new trilogy? When will they make a new trilogy and whatnot? And me personally, I think that by the time they make a new trilogy and whatnot, I think it will be like in 5 or 10 years, at least 5 or 10 years. And, because I feel like they're going to want to take their time after this trilogy ends and they're going to want to, kind of collect themselves, recollect themselves, regather themselves. And, they're going to want to, like, just like not rush back into a new trilogy already, because, like, I saw, like, some YouTubers that I watch, like Killjoy Jake, and like a few others, like, like they said that they think that there's gonna be a new movie, like probably not even that long from now, probably like in 3 years, because they're not gonna want to throw away that money that's on the table that they're making from this trilogy right now, so they're gonna want to start a new trilogy like ASAP. But me personally, I just think that, you know, like yeah, that's true. Like they're not gonna just want to like, you know, possibly lose out on, money that they could be making for a new trilogy after this one, because there's a lot of money on the table right now, just with this new trilogy that they're making. And, like it would make sense that they would want to start a new trilogy and whatnot, after this one, like immediately. But at the same time, you have to remember that, you know, a lot of people, because they're not gonna just go based off of what they want. They're also gonna think and realize, like, people are not gonna want to just, like, yes, there is gonna be a lot of Halloween fans that are, they're gonna be excited for a new trilogy and whatnot. But I feel like it'll be way more people going to go see this new trilogy in the Halloween franchise if they at least take like 5 to 10 years. At least 5 years. At least if they take like 5 years, then people, like, way more people will be way more excited to go see this new trilogy for the Halloween franchise. But they're not gonna get as many people going to see this new trilogy after it's only been like what, 2 3 years after they just ended Halloween Ends. Like, it's just, I just don't. So that's why I feel like they're not gonna be like, they're not gonna want to rush this movie, because they know that if they do that, they might not get as much sales. So I feel like they're gonna want to, at least take like a 5 year break at least, and then come back and make a new trilogy. And we know that Blumhouse is not gonna be owning the rights to the Halloween franchise anymore. It's going back to, I think, Paramount, if I'm not mistaken. So, um, I mean, yeah, the rights are going back to Paramount. And what's it called? You know, so I don't know. I mean, there could be some directors and writers that would want to work with Paramount and start a new trilogy there, but like I said, I just don't think it'll happen like just right away, that quick. I feel like it's gonna take a while at least. And yeah, it's gonna take a while to, get new people and new directors and writers to come in and, you know, start a new movie for this franchise, and they have to, you know, do all types of things to like prepare themselves for this new movie before they even announce that there gonna make a new movie. Like, there's a lot of stuff they have to still work on, and it's not gonna be that fast. That they can just do it. You know, After this trilogy ends, Blumhouse no longer owns the Halloween franchise. It's no longer theirs. So I don't know. I mean, and like, I don't know. I don't know who else will take on the mantle of the Halloween franchise, but David Gordon Green, I'll say, has done pretty good with this franchise so far. At least in my opinion, he's done pretty good. And whoever else decides to come in and fill in those shoes, you know, being the director, and a new writer, and whoever wants to do those things of directing and writing and whatnot, you know, they can do it, but it's like it's gonna probably take a while to find someone to do it. And it's also, I feel like it's just gonna they have to find someone good as well. And like I said, I enjoy so far. I've enjoyed Halloween 2018. I've enjoyed Kills, although Halloween Kills, I didn't enjoy as much as Halloween 2018. I felt Halloween 2018, it had more character and story and more interesting plot, and you know and like it just had a good introduction of like Laurie, you know of how she was like scared and paranoid of just dealing with the trauma of Michael after 40 years. And she's you know she's just trying to prepare for him, and all this stuff. And she was just such a badass in that movie. And in that final showdown between her and Michael, I mean, that everything about that movie was just so great, and the kills were awesome. But it also had just like, you know when Michael escapes the the hospital, and then you know, he's like walking around what? I'm pretty sure because he was walking around mask without his mask, and you know, he was like just walking around until he finds it again, and you know, he starts killing people. I mean, it's kind of like it takes a while to get into with Halloween 2018, you know, because it's kind of going slow, but it's more of like an introduction to all the characters that we've known, like Laurie and everyone else. Like they're trying to develop them, and it's like, you know, slowly we're getting into the real stuff with, you know, the kills and Michael going around killing people. Like it takes a while to build up into that, but I like that because, you know, we got more character development and more story going on, and you know, I just liked it. And you know, with Halloween Kills, I enjoyed Halloween Kills. You know, I know a lot of people, they hated it. You know, they despise that movie. They, you know, they hate it. They hate it with a passion, but um, which is fine. You know, I understand. You know, I totally understand. But at the same time, like I know that there definitely was flaws with Halloween Kills for sure. There definitely was flaws. There's no denying that at all. But I still enjoyed the movies, or like overall, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie, and you know, I just felt like Halloween Kills was just, you know, it was Michael's movie. It was Michael's movie. You know, it didn't really have Laurie in it because she was in the hospital for like most of the movie, but I felt that, um, you know, like the movie was just overall, it was still good for what it was. You know, it was Michael's movie. It was the town's movie. And you know, it had one of the most brutal kills in that movie. I mean, it was awesome. And you know, I just enjoyed a lot of the I enjoyed a lot of the you know, like just the town showing how they were afraid, you know, of Michael, and how it's, you know, how this mass serial killer has really affected the town of Haddonfield, you know. It was just great to see that, and you know how they all, you know, formed into a mob together, and you know, they decided to work together, and you know, they wanted to go after Michael and whatnot, and I just like seeing that. And but I will say though that the Evil Dies Tonight stuff was definitely annoying. Like they said it way too many times, and you know, I definitely agree with that. Like that stuff was definitely annoying, and you know, it got a little too much sometimes, especially with Tommy. I felt his character was kind of sometimes. Like I don't know. I just felt, you know, he wasn't really that interesting to me. I didn't really care for him that much, but I mean, overall, the movie was still enjoyable. I just wish that they would have had more like character development as well, and you know, it kind of had a little bit of like cheesy moments as well. You know, with like, you know, certain kills or certain characters' actions, you know, they were just being stupid and annoying. And like, you know, I definitely see those aspects of the film that, you know, people are talking about and, you know, critique it for. I definitely see it. But I felt the overall movie was, it was great. And I mean, like I said, man, the Halloween Kills was Michael's movie. Well, my AirPods died, so hold on. Yeah, it's still filming, so that's good. But yeah, hopefully you guys can still hear. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Halloween Kills was Michael's movie, and you know, for I'm not, you know, that's the main thing that, you know, people should know. You know, that it was Michael's movie. That's why it was mainly focused on him and the town, and you know, the kills and stuff like that. And I just overall like, you know, the concept of that stuff. But I definitely see the flaws, you know, with, and the problems people have with it. But overall, I enjoyed Halloween Kills. Um, but hopefully Halloween Ends delivers something great and fantastic that we're not expecting, and it 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 hits the nail, um like it basically, I hope it just nails it hits the nail and landing on what um we want for the end of this trilogy and whatnot. And it that's basically what I want. The whole Corey thing, I mean, I've already made like multiple videos on it, so I'm not really gonna talk about it really anymore. But but I mean, that the whole Corey thing, I mean, I just don't really see it happening, to be honest, anymore. Like, it was a theory that went wild and crazy whenever it had came out, and even I was like more so convinced with it whenever the Halloween trailer came out and people were talking about it. But now that I look back, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know if I believe it that much anymore. I don't really think there's really gonna be a copycat killer anymore. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I've said it many times. Anything is possible, but at the same time, I just don't really see it happening. I don't know. I just don't really see it happening. But I mean, who knows? It could happen, but we'll just have to wait and see with that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they can do for Halloween Ends. You know, it's if they can, just just deliver a good movie for this end of this trilogy. I hope that's all I want, really. And just I hope they don't go too crazy with certain things, like trying to like explain Michael Myers, or try to have some weird like supernatural, like 'cause I like the fact that we question Michael, like we question if he's, because there's always debate with people like saying like, oh, is he supernatural or is he not supernatural? There's always like this debate with people, and I just like that mystery with him, and that aspect of him, of just not knowing like what he really is, like but David Gordon Green said he's just a human, just a regular human. But if I'm being honest on that, though, I don't really agree with that. I mean, it's coming from the director himself, but it's like, I just don't really believe that. I mean, because he's like an old man. You're telling me this dude is like getting beat and shot and, you know, just overall hammered down to the ground, and just like this dude is just, somehow, just running through everyone like it's nothing, like this dude has so much durability, and it's almost like he's invincible, you know? But like, obviously, we know there's that we could stop him. There's definitely we could definitely stop Michael. There's definitely ways to kill him. Put him in a wood chipper, chop his head off. Don't retcon it though, like Halloween Resurrection. But yeah, chop his head off, blow him up into pieces. Like, there's many ways we can actually kill Michael, but when in terms of bullets and stabs, it's pretty obvious that's nothing to him. It's just like, you can shoot him as many times as you want. You can stab him as many times as you want, but he'll always get back up. Because it's just not. He's durable to that type of damage. He's strong. He has superhuman strength, and it's so obvious. Like, he's not supernatural to the point where he's like some dead. He's just some dead being walking around killing people like Jason. He's like a zombie. He's the undead, killing people. But like, yeah, he's not. Michael is not like that. He's still living. He's a living human being. But at the same time, it's obvious that he has some type of supernatural powers and abilities to him that keeps him, from dying and surviving every single time, you know? It's obvious. Now, what exactly is giving him that superhuman abilities and, you know, somewhat supernatural aspects to him? I don't know. But, I mean, I just think that, um, like, he definitely has it to him, though. He definitely has it with him, and he definitely is not just a regular old man killing people. Like, he's a human for sure, but he's not just a regular human. You know, that's that's basically all it is. You know, he's a human, but he's not a regular human. But yeah, I hope they don't make. But I like yes, he is somewhat supernatural, somewhat superhuman. But I hope they don't like, you know, go too far with that though, like to the point where they're like Michael's Michael has like a spirit. Michael dies and his spirit starts possessing people and starts, you know, like, you know, some Jason goes to hell type stuff, you know, like you know, like that's just like it's kind of stupid, you know, like I'm pretty sure no one would want to see that. Um, you know, they don't need to dive into the supernatural aspects that much, you know, they don't need to go that far, but you know, they can kind of, you know, explore it a little bit. Not, I mean, just not too much, you know. That's all I'm trying to say. But, and, you know, yeah, you know, I think that after this trilogy ends, they're probably going to come back in like 5, 10 years. And, you know, they're going to make a new trilogy. What I was thinking, honestly, that they're going to make a sequel to like, cause I hope they don't do another sequel to the original because like we've seen that many times already. Like every trilogy is like connected to the original somehow, you know. And you know the Rob Zombies. I mean, it's its own thing, but at the same time, it's still somewhat of a remake of, you know, the original Halloween and whatnot. But you know, and Halloween 3, it's completely own thing. It's in its own category, so it's that doesn't really count. But I mean, you get what I mean though. Like overall, like every trilogy is like connected to the original, and I would like for them to like just go. They would like. I would like for them to connect to a different, you know, movie and make a trilogy off of that. Like maybe Halloween 4. I've been thinking that like, you know, they can go back to Halloween 4 and start a trilogy there. Like they can go back to that and maybe do something better that Halloween 5 and 6 couldn't do because those movies are kind of uh, not so great. But you know, maybe they can make a better trilogy. You know, with Halloween 4, maybe they don't even have to make it some type of Thorn, you know, type stuff, you know, like how they did with Halloween 5 and 6. Because in Halloween 4, I'm pretty sure that wasn't even introduced, you know, in that movie. Like that wasn't even something that was introduced until like Halloween 5 and 6. You know, that's whenever they started getting into that, you know, that cult stuff, and you know, like that was just a little too much, and that's kind of why I don't like Halloween 5 and 6. And you know, they try to, you know, make us sympathize with him at times, and you know, they try to explain him a little too much, and that's kind of why I don't really like Halloween 5 and 6. And but Halloween 4, like, they can go back to that movie and they could like start a new trilogy. They could just ignore the whole Thorn stuff, and you know, they can just start off fresh with that movie, and then, you know, they can connect to it, and then, you know, somehow start a trilogy off of that. I feel like that would be cool. That would be awesome. Halloween 4 is honestly probably in my top 5 of Halloween films, to be honest. Halloween 4, I feel like, is a great Halloween film, and I feel like it definitely deserves more appreciation. Um, but what other movie would I like for them to go back to? Because I like Halloween H2O, but I don't necessarily think I would want them to go back to that one. I mean, because I feel like there's really no point. At the same time, if they could like ignore the resurrection stuff and just do a sequel to that, maybe they can do it. I mean, they can do Halloween H2O more justice. You know, they could do a sequel that's more justice to it than Halloween Resurrection. But I don't know. Halloween H2O. I mean, I don't know what more they can expand off with that after Mike. What? Because Laurie chops Michael's head off in the end. So it's like, I mean, unless they like ignored the fact that he got his head chopped off. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really think they can go back to that. But what's well, because I feel like they could also go back to. I'm trying to think, because now that I think about it, there's not that many movies I would want them to go back to. Maybe Halloween 2. Halloween 2, they can go back to that one and start a trilogy off from there. Or they don't even have to connect, their new trilogy to an older trilogy. They can just start off a new trilogy, start off fresh, start off new, start off completely different, and just do something, that we're not, just do something, that is just their own new thing, their own new trilogy, and that's it. They don't have to connect back to an older trilogy. I feel like they don't have to do that. But I don't know. I felt like it would be cool to see like a new trilogy with Allison as just the main character. Laurie doesn't exist in this universe, and she's like not even a thing. Like they just, Allison is just, like they can have her be like the main character, the main final girl, and she can be just the new Laurie, I guess, for a new trilogy. And Laurie doesn't exist. The only people that exist, and like no one else exists in this new trilogy, and like no older characters. I mean, they can have some, but like the older characters, like I guess from like what we've seen in this trilogy so far with Halloween 2018 Kills, and then what ends, like they don't have to incorporate any of those characters from their new trilogy that they would then start, but they can have like maybe some older characters from like Halloween 2 or Halloween 4, like whatever. But I feel like overall they would like have a new trilogy start off completely different. Allison's the main final girl, and the main people is mainly just her and Karen, and then Laurie doesn't exist in this in that timeline. She wouldn't exist in there, and Michael would just be going after Allison and whatnot, and they could like do something. They can expand on that and like start a trilogy off of that. I mean, I don't know. It's just there's all types of possibilities that they can do for a new trilogy, and I just think it would be cool to see. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be cool to see and whatnot, but yeah, like if they start a new trilogy, I also, because I would want Michael to be like younger as well, because like I don't really think, because every new trilogy they've just been making them older and older, and it's like bro, like they're making them older and older, and I know that it's because like they're trying to keep the timeline within the real world of our timeline. They're trying to like go off of that, but it's like I don't really think that's necessary. Like at least if they start a new trilogy, like I don't think that would be necessary again. Like what, they're gonna make them like what, 70, 80 years old in the new trilogy? Like come on, it's just I would want like at least, like I'm not saying he has to be like super young, but at least like what, 30 years old, like a 30-year-old Michael, you know, at least that type of age. I would even take 40, 40, whatever, just like a more younger Michael, a more fit Michael, you know. That's also what I would want. But yeah, that's basically, what I would want. And maybe they can have, some, some things that, because like, I don't know, bro, because people have been saying that they want to see like you know a direct sequel to Halloween 3, the one that's not even in canon with the other Halloween franchises. I mean, all the other Halloween movies. But I I mean, I like Halloween 3. I definitely think it's a movie that deserves more appreciation for what it was. But I just think that as a Halloween movie, you know, I don't really see the point of going back to it, like, and starting a trilogy off from that. Like I don't know. Yeah. But, and, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, if they start a new trilogy, I just want them to start a trilogy that doesn't really go back to another one, to an older trilogy, and just, I want them to just start a new trilogy, start off fresh and everything, and, just go from there. And, that's just me though. That's basically what I would want. And, just have Allison as the new main final girl. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, what would you guys want for a new trilogy? When do you guys think a new Halloween trilogy will even come? When do you think we'll even get a new Halloween trilogy and a new Halloween movie? And yeah, that's like, what do you guys think? But yeah, and with I basically, that's all I had to say. All these things are what I had to say. I'm sure there's some things I missed I was planning on saying, but I mean, it's whatever. I don't. I think I said everything I wanted to say, but I will say though that these posters right here, I think these were like fan made posters or whatnot, because I've seen them like a couple months ago, even before the trailer came out. But I will say that I like these posters, these two, and I saw more posters as well, like fan made posters. And bro, almost every single poster is better than the actual poster we have for Halloween Ends. And I'm just being honest, bro. Like, because this is like, look at the Halloween Ends poster. It just looks so generic, and like, it's almost like they're just doing the same thing like every for every poster. Like, I mean, I like the Halloween Kills poster because like Michael looks badass. Like the mask is all burnt up and whatnot. It's all burnt up, and all the fires surrounding Michael, like in the poster. I think the Halloween Kills poster was the best. The Halloween 2018 one was alright, but this one's like, it's like so, I don't know, it's so generic. Like, they could have done something more interesting than that. Like, this poster would have been awesome. This one would have been great. I mean, there's other ones I should have screenshotted just to show you guys, but bro, almost every single poster that I've seen that is not the actual poster is better than the actual poster. But that's just my opinion though. I mean, I feel like they could have done better with the poster, but whatever. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about what I said in this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Um, yeah, yeah, just tell me your thoughts in the comments below, what you guys would want to see for a new trilogy and whatnot. And yeah, I'm gonna probably make a new video probably tomorrow about I'm not sure yet, but I have some things in mind. But anyways, like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.